Okay guys, we're going to talk about GreatBasin Chinks. The GreatBasin Chinks are built on the same pattern that I used to build the Armitas on. That pattern lends itself to more coverage, more leather, more solid leather behind the leg, and makes these a little bit more of a, I guess, a buckaroo style. I call it a GreatBasin style, buckaroo style. And I'll explain in the third video the differences between the two patterns, between the pattern I use on the BuckarooGear Chinks and the pattern I use on the GreatBasin Chinks. But so here I switched over to a Sharpie, so hopefully you guys can see this a little better. But this is sort of what the GreatBasin pattern looks like. And I didn't go over this the last time, so folks that aren't familiar with Chinks or Armitas of any kind, maybe you're just getting ready to order your first pair. Up here, this is the part that goes around your waist. This would be where the top is. Over here, this is traditionally where I put the clips or the straps. This part goes around your leg and fastens to your leg. Right here is where the what I call the leg plate would be. And the main difference between the Chinks pattern and this pattern that I use on the GreatBasin Chinks, I should say the main difference between the BuckarooGear Chinks pattern and this pattern that I use on the GreatBasin Chinks, here's the difference, GreatBasin Chinks, is the coverage behind the leg. So if you were to imagine these fastened up around your leg, this dotted line, I'll make it solid because the other one's dotted, this line here would represent your leg. If you could picture this line here being the outside seam of the jeans, of your jeans, the seam on the leg of your jeans. This leg plate would be somewhere in here by the seam of your jeans. Then solid leather would come down more this way and go across this way. This corner here can be squared off, 90-degree angle, which is a look that some people are going for. And some people want it what I call semi-square, so it's a little rounded. But these feature with the Armitas or the GreatBasin Chinks. This is the same pattern, again, the same pattern I use on the Armitas. Hopefully I'm not confusing everybody. These feature more solid leather behind the leg. So again, if you pictured this line right here being the outside seam of your jeans or on your leg, more solid leather back this way, okay? So more solid leather, more coverage of solid leather behind your leg before the fringe starts. And of course all this right here would be fringe. Of course my style is to have super long fringe, lots of fringe. That's just the way I like to build them. Not everybody likes long fringe. Of course I can make it shorter if you want, but with my style, I just like to do it this way. Now with GreatBasin Chinks, there's only one top style available, whereas with the BuckarooGear Chinks, there's 3. And the reason why I did this is to make it more streamlined and a little less restrictive. So here's the top style that goes on the GreatBasin Chinks. Hopefully you guys can see that. I forgot to put it in front of the camera. Only one top style available. Oops. Chicken scratch. Only one top style available. The reason why, like I said, make it more streamlined. You can see the width of this stays consistent throughout. So less restriction. I feel like a little bit more comfortable to wear, and just a style that's unique, that kind of goes with the GreatBasin, or the pattern I use for the GreatBasin Chinks. Again, the same pattern I use on GreatBasin Chinks is the same pattern I use on the Armitas. So that's sort of an overview of the GreatBasin Chinks, and we'll talk about the top styles. Again, you can still do three different leg plate styles. 3 leg plate styles. To choose from. This by far is the most popular leg plate style for the GreatBasin Chinks, because most folks opt to have the lacing on the leg, and this is the one I'll use with it. And this would be leg plate number 1. The second most popular is leg plate number 2. Again, I can do the lacing on this, that's not a problem. And then leg plate number 3, this is 3, is a lot more suited for conchos. Not necessarily suited for the slot punch that I use to do the lacing, because it gets so narrow in here. So it all kind of just depends on what style you're going for, what look you want. Everything I do is custom made to order, so I build them how you want them. I can certainly make suggestions, but so that's the difference, or that's the, not the difference, that's the details behind the GreatBasin Chinks. So as you guys can kind of tell, I'm doing this off the cuff. I don't really have a script. I'm just kind of doing this as if we're having a discussion about it. This is very similar to discussions I have on the phone with customers, trying to explain stuff. What I'm trying to do in these videos is put pictures to it, and kind of give you guys sort of a design reference that you guys can go off of. So if you have any questions, add comments down below. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text. You can instant message me or DM me on Instagram or Facebook. I'll put all my information down below or on a splash screen here, so you can get in touch with me, and we can go over the details and any questions you might have.